welcome to Purple Podcast episode 10?
9? Oh, 10. I was
10.
gone for 9.
I think so.
Yeah.
You've been gone for a while. So, I mean, I think it's 10. We'll go with 10. If it's not 10, it's whatever number is in the title. So we're hanging out today. I don't know, we're just kind of like gonna
Chill out.
talk about random stuff.
Don't
I don't
tell.
know.
Pizza.
Yeah. So how was your guys' weekends stuff?
Wow, the weekend was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It did feel like a long time ago, even though it's only
This wasn't-
Thursday.
The 4-day weekend. No.
No, 4-day weekend was last time.
Oh.
That was weird.
Apparently my computer wants to notify me that Java needs to update.
He had a nice weekend. Your computer did.
Yep. What's happened since the last podcast? What did we talk about on the last
Well,
podcast?
the boys varsity won over Moffitt.
Over Moffat, how's that game? Did you watch it?
Yeah, it was.
How's that game?
It was a lot of fun. Boys won 63-43.
Nice.
Michael almost dunked. So
Oh, yeah,
close.
almost dunked?
So close.
How close is he to dunking?
He can dunk. He just, if there's the right opportunity, he can dunk.
Oh, gotcha.
Like
so he can. He just
He can.
like,
It's just that sometimes it's like
special opportunity.
Yeah.
That's
like
cool.
he dunked over me in PE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So are you? You're not playing basketball. You're doing.
No.
Are you doing?
I was in wrestling and now I'm in baseball with Logan.
You're doing baseball. Sweet. How's the wrestling season? I think it was still going on the last podcast. So.
Yeah, because last weekend was state. Ulmer.
Yeah. How did Ulmer?
He
do?
lost his first match, won his second, and lost his third.
Got it. So do they do the tournaments like the top tournament and then you go to the losers bracket?
Yeah, well, it's a 16-man bracket and there's two sides. If you win, you go on the winning side, and you just keep going until the finals if you keep winning.
Got it.
And if you lose, you go all the way down to the third place match.
Okay.
And then the winner of that gets third, but then the loser of that has to win one more time to get fourth, so it's fair.
Got it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, it's not like you lose third, you get fourth.
Interesting.
You have to win again to get fourth.
Weird.
Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Huh.
I mean, I guess it makes sense though. Tournament brackets like that.
So you have you play until you lose, and then you have one match after you lose, and then that determines your spot basically.
No, it's kind of weird. Like, if you lose twice before the third place match, you're out. But if you lose twice,
So it's like they go up to the match. It's not like.
Yeah, like if I lose in third place match, I'm not out, because usually if you lose two, then you're done. If you lose in the third place match, you're up, you wrestle one more time for fourth.
Huh.
And same with the matches on, but to get to third, those losers face each other, and then the winner of that faces the loser of the third place match to get fourth.
Okay, that
It's
kind of
kinda
makes
weird.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I used to wrestle. I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast. I think you know it, Brooklyn. I used to wrestle, and they said that if anything, it's like you can't get hurt during your wrestling.
No.
Like, it's so hard to get hurt, right? And so, but that's what they said. Right?
That's
I
what
didn't really believe
that's what
them.
they've said. I mean,
I think concussions, let alone what.
it just depends.
I mean, I didn't get any concussions or
What
anything.
happened to you?
So, first match, I got pinned, and then second match, I think we were at Coleridge. This was my 8th grade year.
Oh.
But second match, I wrestled in. Really big struggle right in the beginning, and I was up on points even though he was like the better wrestler. I just got so many escapes that I just racked up points. And so I think I was ahead points, and then he got me pretty good, got me on the ground, and I like rolled over and he like landed on me, right? And so it broke this
collarbone?
It broke my collarbone, right? And so I could feel it, and so I was like, nope, I'm done.
I'm done.
And then Mr. Bradley, right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
He's like, you totally didn't break it. You probably just pulled something in your shoulder, and he has me like sit next to the wall and stuff. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I heard it.
It still
Like,
hurt.
Like, I didn't touch it or anything because obviously it hurts.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I heard it pop. Like, it made a sound. I heard it like, I don't know how to explain the sound, but it was like a stereotypical
Like a
like,
crack?
I
It was
know.
like-
I know what it sounds like.
yeah. And I was like, that's totally what just happened, and he totally didn't think so.
Yeah.
But we ended up leaving the match. We ended up leaving the tournament and driving all the way to the ER or the
Hospital.
No, because it wasn't urgent enough to go to the hospital, so we went to the urgent care in Basalt, right?
Wait, you were
so
in
we went all the
Coleridge.
way to Coleridge to Basalt. So we even passed through Glenwood and went to Basalt. And on the drive, I
Were you
was
just,
tired
like, in pain,
after all
or-
of the adrenaline. I was like so tired that I fell asleep on this show, right? I slept like a baby. So I fell asleep on a broken collarbone, right? And then we got there, they took the x-ray, and it was like a perfect break down the middle, like, and it was like this, right? So I didn't get any, there was no titanium, like, there was
that's
no
good.
splint, there were no screws or anything.
Oh, yeah.
That's
They
nice.
just put me in a sling and let me go.
Yeah.
They also gave me Vicodin that I did not need because it did not hurt.
Weird.
It was pretty weird. I mean,
Well,
it was
you
uncomfortable.
could sleep on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine.
I proceeded to have the cast, and I couldn't run track.
Oh.
Or I think I ended up running track, but I couldn't jump because I wanted to jump. But I ended up a couple months later. I ended up falling.
And we broke it?
I didn't re-break. I never got it checked. Right? So I fell onto the stairs and I like felt it. Like it wasn't a pop, but it was a noise.
It just felt like out
it
of place.
felt weird. I left it.
Just
It's fine.
Keep it on the down low
It's
this
totally
time.
fine. I actually think me falling on it, like, it probably
Settled it or
re-broke
something?
it.
Or, okay.
And it's just a little off. There's a
bump.
There's a bump. It's not perfectly aligned anymore, but
Yeah.
they say that breaking it makes it stronger. So, no, that was definitely interesting. So,
Yeah, that's what happened to my brother. We were in a bounce house, and I landed on him because we were messing around. We broke his collarbone. So we go to one doctor. He doesn't take an X. He's like, "Oh, it's fine. It's fine." 2 weeks later, we're roughhousing again. He
No!
gets slammed into the couch.
No!
And then he's like crying in pain because we were like 5 or 6. And so
it's painful.
we go,
if you're
so
not,
we
like,
go to
hooked
get
up on
checked
it.
out, and the doctor's like, "Yeah, there's a clean break right down the middle of it."
Oh.
And then so for like a month and a half, he's in like a sling, just like walking around. I'm like, "Remember, Grant, this is on you. You pushed me on you. It's like this wasn't just me."
The bright side and kind of a cool technology thing so we had an Xbox 360, right?
Yeah.
So I couldn't use my right hand. So using an Xbox remote or controller is hard with one hand.
Yeah.
Right? But
God.
I don't use an Xbox for gaming all the time.
Joystick.
Right? I wanted to watch Netflix. Right? So I
Okay.
didn't have a laptop at the time. I wanted to watch Netflix. So I would turn it on. I'd walk up. I'd turn it on.
Oh, the
And
Kinect.
we had a Kinect.
Come on.
So I was like, Xbox, Netflix, and it would go. And I thought it was the coolest thing.
That's
at the
awesome.
time. So that was the only time I ever used that feature of the Kinect.
Xbox.
But yeah, I definitely got to take some time off of school just because it like hurt and stuff. But I managed to break the weirdest bone in my body.
What?
That I don't think anybody else can say they've broken.
What?
I broke one of the bones in my feet.
Really?
Yeah.
Like not like a
Oh.
big one, right? Not like your ankle or anything in there. It was like one of the tiny little. It was practically a square bone. I managed to break it in kindergarten. I fell off of like the monkey bars, right? Fell because they were slippery. And I landed on the ground just wrong. It didn't hurt like my legs or anything, but it broke that one bone in my foot. Had to get a full foot cast because it broke like that bone in my foot. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I broke my growth plate in my big toe.
Oh.
Yeah.
We were messing
Do you
around
have
at my
little
house.
big toe or something?
No, it's
A
just
little big toe.
It happened last summer. We're messing around on the couch at home, and my foot got jammed underneath, and then I was shoved over, so it just snapped the growth plate.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's nasty.
it was, and really hurt is also like what it did was with the toenail, it like stopped the growth and then started. So there was like this weird like lump in my toenail until it grew out because it like broke it and then like had to reset my toenail too. It was weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've only hurt myself in like 3 different areas that like
Continuously?
bone. I have a screw in this arm.
How'd you get a screw in that arm?
Well, first one, it was 3.
Oh,
and I
boy.
was on a couch. And I was just like, oh, that windowsill. I could jump to that windowsill. And then I jumped. And then
I got this.
I like, onto my body. Totally not trying to dab, but no. But I put onto my body. And I hit the ground. And it would have been fine, I think. But then the lamp fell on me.
Oh my goodness.
And it's not like, it wasn't like one of those soft lamps. It was made out of like the antlers.
Oh, I was shocked you didn't get like impaled by it. Just
No, I was sitting there, my arm was all screwed. I got a couple cuts on my arm, but those scars are well gone. And then this leg,
oh my gosh, the knee.
yeah, the knees,
Oh my gosh.
What?
Wow.
they kind of look, I blew both of them out.
Ooh.
Ow.
But
how'd
at
you
the same
manage
time-
that?
At the same time?
I was like 3 again. And there's like
You had a fun-
there's this like cliff off the side of my house. But it was covered in snow, and like the snow had snowed like away where it was like a track.
Oh, no.
And I thought, oh yeah, I got this, and I jumped on it. But it turned out there was just a piece of plywood, so it wasn't actually like a snow ramp. It was like
Just
like
It's,
a
like, really
hollow
skinny.
area. So I hit it, and then I broke the plywood, and I landed on my knees on the ground because I wanted to slide down it.
Oh.
And there went my knees.
Ouch.
And then
Oh.
this finger, I was with my uncle scuba diving, and I got attacked by a parrotfish, which is like the worst fish to get damaged. But I was in the water, and he told me so many times, "Don't mess with anything." And I went to go try to poke the fish, and it bit my finger. And like we had the chain stuff on because of sharks, but it ripped through it was tearing in the metal, and like the metal we couldn't take it off my finger because it was like clamped onto my body.
Wow.
Because they're the ones that like eat the coral.
Oh.
So I was literally, I get to the hospital and like they didn't even have to like. The problem wasn't that it broke my finger. The problem was that there was metal like stuck to my hand.
Of course, you'd be the one to get attacked by a parrotfish.
I've got
Scuba diving.
well, I have a scar. It's on my. You see, like it's kind of vague.
Yeah.
It's from a swan.
What?
No.
I can see that. Swans are vicious.
Swans
No.
are vicious.
Swans are vicious.
Yeah. Why do we all know
They're
this?
just angry ducks.
No,
But they're pretty.
I got
That's
a scarf.
why
From, I got a
think
scarf
that's
from
why
you
they're
still.
angry.
Okay.
They're like the popular kids in school, right?
They
They're
look
like,
good and they're
They,
like
they look good and they're super mean or whatever, right? Stereotypical.
Like
stereotypical.
Popular kids in school, right? They like look real good, but they're like super mean. Ducks are just oddballs. That's why they're not super mean.
Ducks are cool.
I was 6 and I was at my aunt's house, and I think at the time she was living in Mississippi. She's moved so many places, but there was a swan in this pond and I was just like throwing rocks at it. I don't know why. I do
No
that.
wonder it was angry.
And then it came up on the shore, and then there was a baby, and I was like, "Ooh, if I could catch that thing!" And then it just like straight up ran at me.
Yeah.
And my first instinct
Was slap
because
it.
the only sport I play is kendo. And I was like, arm block, and then, and then I hit the
Arm block.
ground. It knocked me over, and I was on the ground. And
Was it just like pecking at you?
no, my oldest brother Tyler was there, and he's just on the shore, just laughing at me. And I was just like, just help! And just watching me get just attacked by the swan. I punched the swan.
Did he get a video?
No, it was like 6 years. No, not 6 years ago. I was 6. So that was
That not 6 years
11
ago.
years ago.
No.
No, 9 years ago. Sorry.
How old are you? 15?
9 years ago. Those like pathetic flip phones with cameras, I guess, at that point.
Yeah.
I
don't
still
know.
got a scarf from you, Tristan.
Oh yeah, I pushed him into a.
He pushed me into an open
Ouch.
thermostat.
Ouch.
The thermostat wasn't covered.
Show the camera that.
Ah.
He pushed me into a thermostat that wasn't covered at youth group, nonetheless. We were messing around in youth group, and so he pushes me, and I walk over to the counter, like my shirt is just all bloody. I'm like, I cut my arm. Should we do anything about this? He's like, nah, you're fine for now. Just like Just put some pressure on it.
I remember throwing your brother's shoes on the roof.
Oh my god. Yeah, then after that, he grabbed my brother. We took my brother's shoes off because my arm was feeling fine.
Okay, story about Grant. His shoes are always like 5 years old and like falling apart, but he just will not let go of them. So Ryan's like, just throw his shoes on the roof. So I just was like, and then when he left, I got.
We counted it. They had 36 holes in them.
Yeah,
they had 3 through the sole from nails.
Oof.
It's like ridiculous.
Wow.
Isn't it like he uses those as his gym shoes still?
No, he got new shoes. His blue ones that are now falling apart.
Or now his gym shoes.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
He has like a weird. Well, I guess you guys, you're a triplet with you, Sarah, and
yeah.
I almost said Ryan. Sarah and Grant.
Ryan and Ryan and Ryan.
Well, no, because I just
see he always gets my hand-me-downs. Is the thing.
Because you're the
funny.
bigger. You want to know something funny? My little brother
has bigger
Patrick,
shoes than you, so you get his.
Yeah. No, I can't. He can't take any of my stuff because he's like bigger than me. It's kind of funny. But my oldest brother Dylan takes my shirts all the time. It's like the weirdest cycle. It's like Dylan can wear my stuff, but Patrick's like bigger than all of them.
Weird.
Huh.
See, I don't have sisters. I just have brothers, so I've never had the clothes problem.
I mean, I have brothers. I haven't.
But
had a clothes
you're the
problem,
biggest.
But we have hat problems. We'll steal
Hat
each other's
problems.
hats.
Hats?
Yeah.
No,
I don't wear hats, but my two brothers wear like camo hats all the time, and it's just like
my
I
family.
used to wear hats a lot.
Yeah.
I used to constantly wear a hat, and I don't anymore. But like I just used to grab a hat because it's so hard to find a good hat in our house. So we'd constantly use each other's. But other than that, not really that big of an issue.
yeah.
What's up, guys?
Hey, sorry guys.
It's alright.
Did you guys know about a piano getting delivered?
No.
No.
No? Okay, I figured it was a music room, so.
I checked that
Good
room
guess.
down there.
Which one?
Art choir room.
So there's a locked door here, but then the next one
It says
down.
art room, but it's a choir room.
Awesome, thank you.
In my house,
We just go right back into it, just like that was
It's like,
nothing.
okay.
we're obsessed with our hats. We've had fights over them, like full-blown fights.
Whoa.
Because we have about 4 or 5 hats in the house, and there's 5 of us, and there's about 3 good ones. So my mom and dad get the 2 nice ones, and then it's up to the kids, like whenever
To
we
sort it
when
out.
we go camping, to whoever gets it. So
Yeah.
I have hats, but they're only like joke hats. Like you've seen 2 of them. Remember when we went hot tubbing and I had the like.
Oh yeah, the Russian. hat, yeah.
the Russian hat that you brought to youth group that one
Yeah,
time.
it's my like winter hat.
You like dunked it in the water and
Yeah,
it
my face was
froze.
cold, man. I remember I threw it on the snow and when I came back it was a black eye. But what was I gonna say? All my hats are joke hats. There's those hats. There's the I have a top hat. I have a sombrero.
Nice.
I have like an actual like leather pirate hat with like the feather and everything.
That's cool.
I don't know why I bought it. I was just like,
You buy all sorts of random stuff.
I
that you like.
made my brother a hat this winter, but it with beards. Like you
Oh,
can
one
pick
of-
which one
yeah.
he wants. Like I made the beards and I made the hat, and they're like big fuzzy. I made like a Viking beard. I was really excited about it.
Nice.
So the one thing me and my brothers fought over a lot was Legos.
Oh my.
We
Oh my.
got this box of Legos as a hand-me-down from one of my dad's friends. My dad's friend's kid handed it down.
your dad's friend just like
Yeah.
sits there and plays with Lego. He's just like he'll like sadly hand you like this giant battleship he's made. He's just like, be careful with it. You're
It's
just
funny
like,
it's funny you say battleship, but it was this box of random assortments of like sets, and so we don't have any instructions. So I never built Lego sets. It's not how
Right,
I played
didn't
Lego.
either.
I
yeah.
just,
we
like-
just had such a mismatch
Yeah,
of everything.
You guys are all so crazy. Like I remember buying the Death Star and building that by myself when I was 10. I remember
Yeah.
that.
That's cool.
well, it's like we build the sets and then they just fall apart
Yes.
slowly.
No, I-
yes,
I
and you lose
build them.
pieces and
I'd build them and then angrily yell at brothers and like family
Family
members
member.
that try to take it apart. I remember one time I almost like stabbed my brother with a fork.
Whoa.
He was sitting. It was like one of the X-wings from. I made so many Star Wars ones, and he literally took it and threw it, and it hit a wall and blew up. And I took the fork, and I tried to stab him in the back while he wasn't looking.
Whoa.
And then. He's a lot
Wait,
bigger
which
and
is this
died.
Patrick or?
No, it was Dylan.
Oh, Dylan.
And the funny thing was, is I watched him do it, and then for the longest time, he would always blame it on Patrick. It's like, I watched you just, yeah.
It was funny you said battleship, right? Because the thing that I built out of most of those Legos was a battleship, right? I made this like mock battleship. It was about this long,
Jeez.
this
That's
big,
cool.
right? It still exists.
That's cool.
I still have it. It's on one of my shelves.
Huh.
It's pretty awesome. I'll have to take a picture of it one day.
Everything.
It was like
Elaborate. and-
it was pretty elaborate. Like it had like side guns.
Oh.
And here's the pizza.
Oh.
It had like side guns and front guns and back guns and all this stuff.
Was it like? But was it like color coded, or was it like one of these
It was
mismatched?
not. It was it's all mismatched colors
Yeah.
still to this day.
Okay.
Do you guys remember the Lego Maker
Oh,
The-
on your computer?
yeah.
The thing that would just make random things and tell you what pieces to use. Or,
No, that you could make stuff
Yeah.
and then you could buy it. And
Huh.
So you
Yeah.
could go on and you would assemble it online. It's like it was a 3D program.
Okay.
You'd assemble it
Yeah.
online,
And then
you could hit purchase kit.
Wow.
And it would price out, like they would take all of the pieces.
Huh.
They'd put them in like a one of the kits, and then they'd send it to you, with like pictures and diagrams of it. That was my thing.
Yeah.
I did that
That's
so
pretty
much.
cool.
I
Um,
never mind. You can finish your story.
I,
I cut it.
that was about it. I was just curious if any of you guys played with it because it's a lot of fun. I still think it exists.
Huh.
Well, what I was gonna say is, you know the Lego World in Disney World, like the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Lego
yeah,
Land.
that's like in person of the Lego Maker.
I
Well,
love that place.
Well, no. So I remember for the longest time, I used to build like this model race car that was in Legos for my little nephew, and I'd build it and then he'd destroy it. Next time I came, I have to
Oh.
build it again. And I had that like burnt into my mind. And when I got there, they were having like the Lego races, and I was sitting there just building it out of the mismatched pieces. And I built it like almost exactly. Like I left out all the things on the inside because I was like trying to make it light.
Yeah.
And I built it, and the guy was just like, "Wow, you're really creative. Where did you do that?" And I was like, "No, I have that burnt in my mind. Your Lego program, like your Lego, like sheets, those are burnt into my
That's
mind
so
at
funny.
this point."
Do you guys ever have zoobs?
Yes, I had zoos.
What are
Zoobs were
zoobs?
my thing. They're not Legos, but they're like.
Well, they
how
were
do you
like-
explain them.
Were they
like
those
you-
big Legos?
No. So they're like this
I
big
never really
and
liked
cylinder.
zoobs.
I don't know. You can make some cool stuff out of them though.
They're like Legos that don't fit together perfectly.
Well, they're
So there's like a
round.
ball end and then a cup end, right?
Oh,
and then
yeah.
you like put them
So you've
together.
got
Yeah, I
like
know
hinges
those.
and
Yeah.
like you can
I know-
match
now I
them in the
remember
middle
those.
and like
Yeah, well, yeah, and then there's like double cup ends
Yeah, and double
then
ball ends.
ones that have a divot so you can snap
I remember
it
making
on
like
crossways.
scorpions out of those and like
Yeah, they weren't substantial enough for me.
yeah.
Like
I used-
Legos were substantial enough, right? You could build out of Legos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Minecraft is substantial because it's kind of like the Lego thing
Mhm.
where it's there, but like
It's Legos, just
but that
digital.
the
Yeah.
zoobs always felt like a wireframe.
Yeah. Well, and
For
my
me-
thing with the zoobs was like
I mean, I enjoyed them.
zoobs and Legos and everything. I wouldn't build things to keep. Like I'd build them to play with and then take them apart and build something else and play
Oh.
with it and
See,
Like-
me and my brothers built Legos to fight. We would try to outdo each other building the coolest like ships and
That's
cars
cool.
and tanks and stuff out of Legos.
Oh,
and then
that's
we'd
cool.
like have Lego war. And then we would like we had rules and everything. I forget what they
I
are.
remember my little brother and my cousin used to do that, but they build cars and then just throw them at each other at the fastest speed, and whichever one was still like could keep rolling afterwards was
Yeah.
the one that won.
yeah.
I just remember finding like shards, not like Legos, but like shards of them, because my little cousin was like, he just super glued all of his stuff without telling anyone.
So they'd have.
So literally, he just repetitively rammed it into the other kid's vehicle, and it would never break, and you'd never know why until the point of where yours just gets destroyed. And the reason anyone figured it out was my little brother got angry and kicked it and hit it against the wall, and it didn't break. It just kind of fell over, and it like dented the wall. And my brother was like, "No, there's no way!" And he tried to take the pieces apart, and by the time everybody realized it was fake, Parker was gone. He locked himself upstairs because we like bet like snacks and stuff on it, like actual currency. But like, I remember
Snacks are currency.
Yeah.
No,
when you're
like-
5 years
no,
old,
like-
that's like.
Yeah, that's currency.
like I remember one of the things was Patrick was like a handful of jelly beans, like 3 pretzels, and like a baggie for everything, and I was like, I think the baggie should just come included. Like that was the first thing that popped into my head when I saw that. I was like, the baggie should just come
but
with
this isn't
everything.
a fair deal.
If snacks were currency, then I was the biggest thief.
Just-
like,
Yes.
I would have been wanted.
Yes.
I mean, a kid that doesn't go to the school, Zach Levine, would attest that I am the biggest. We call it moochers. I'm the biggest moocher ever. I just take food. Like, I wouldn't even ask him. We got into this rhythm where I wouldn't even ask him. I would take it. He would get mad, and I wouldn't care. And I feel bad about it, right?
Do
but
you
at the same
really?
time, I don't really feel bad about it. I owe him a lot of snacks.
I have
You
like,
should one day just like
Just
bring
send him a
like,
box
Just
of,
here's a
like,
box of
snacks
like
and just be like,
1,000 snacks.
I owe you this from like 7th grade.
Here you go.
But yeah, no, I was pretty bad. I would steal your snacks.
I just
I don't think you stole mine. Like, I gave all my food away.
Well, yeah, you gave it away.
Yeah, but
so I didn't have
but
to
you're,
take
but
it.
you're Brooklyn though. If anybody took, we could literally probably at lunch just like take your bag and just be like, okay, yeah.
No.
Enjoy.
You'd try to take
Can
some
I have
back.
a little back?
I'm
bud?
defensive about my food. I'm like defensive. Defensive.
I've been trying to like not like hoard my food. I've been trying to like give it away if people like need it or are hungry.
Mhm.
well, if they need
But
it, I'll
I'm
give
just
it away.
I'm just like
This is enough
I
food.
packed it
All
So
it's
mine.
We just
look
gotta
straight into the camera.
bring another lunch.
You need to eat more than oatmeal and a pound of brown sugar.
True story.
And Tiana. What? Sorry, Tiana. I don't know. We're at 28 minutes, so we should probably wrap up.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez.
How did that happen?
Thanks for watching the Purple Podcast. We'll try to get something more substantial in next time.
Same
do you
old,
mean?
same old
What,
right
what
now.
are you talking about? Everything we talked about was totally needed to know.
I mean,
Now you know what zoobs are.
I mean,
I know what zoops are. That
Oh.
kid doesn't know.
Now you know what
I know what
zoobs
zoobs
are.
are now.
Pretty important.
I just
And we also
You
know
will
that
be a
he's a
better
giant
person now.
moocher.
I am a giant moocher, so keep your food away from me. All right, we'll see you guys next episode.